The skies above Eternia rippled with an unnatural energy, a disturbance unlike any the realm had seen before. From the heart of Castle Grayskull, a powerful surge of magic pulsed outward, sending shockwaves across the land. He-Man, the strongest warrior of Eternia, stood on the castle's ancient stone steps, his golden hair whipping in the wind as his battle-honed senses tingled. Someone was coming, far beyond the mystic boundaries of Eternia. Deep in the infinite corridors of the multiverse, an uncontrollable force tore through space and time. The Hulk, a monstrous being of pure rage and power, had been cast into a dimensional rift, hurled through a tear in reality after a devastating battle with Earth's mightiest heroes. His unbridled fury had destabilized the fabric of space itself, creating a rupture that swallowed him whole and spat him out onto this strange, alien world. When Hulk's massive green form crashed into the ground, the impact was cataclysmic. A deafening explosion of dust and debris filled the air, shattering trees, and leaving a massive crater in the heart of Eternia's lush forests. Birds fled the treetops, and nearby villages trembled as the ground quaked beneath their feet. The sudden arrival of the Jade Behemoth sent ripples through the mystical energies of the realm, alerting its greatest protector. He-Man wasted no time. With the sword of power clenched firmly in his grip, he mounted Battle Cat, his loyal companion, and raced toward the epicenter of the disturbance. As he approached the scene, he could see the destruction. Trees toppled like twigs, rivers diverted from their course. At the heart of it all, a massive green figure rising from the dust. The Hulk's deep, rag breast echoed like thunderclaps as he surveyed his new surroundings. His emerald eyes burned with confusion and frustration. He didn't know where he was, but he knew one thing: he was still angry. And when Hulk was angry, the world suffered. He-Man leapt off Battle Cat and approached cautiously. His warrior instincts told him that this creature was unlike anything he had ever faced. He had battled Skeletor, fought off cosmic threats, and stood against gods, but the raw power emanating from this being was different. It was primal, chaotic, and seemingly limitless. "Stranger, you have entered the realm of Eternia," He-Man called out, his voice strong but not hostile. "State your purpose." Hulk turned his massive head toward the voice, his eyes narrowing. He did not recognize this man, nor did he care for words. All he knew was destruction and battle. "Leave Hulk alone," the green giant growled, his voice a deep rumble that made the very earth tremble. He-Man's grip on the sword of power tightened. This was no ordinary visitor. The air around them crackled with tension as the two titans stood face to face. One a warrior of magic and might, the other a force of pure rage and destruction. The ground quaked as Hulk took a step forward, his fists clenching. Hulk wants to go home. Hulk smashes anything in Hulk's way. He-Man's eyes narrowed. "I cannot allow you to harm Eternia. If you seek a way home, I will help you. But if you bring destruction to my people, I will stop you." Hulk sneered. He did not take kindly to threats, no matter how noble their source. His body tensed, muscles swelling as his rage grew. The ground beneath his feet cracked as he let out a mighty roar. No one stops Hulk. With a mighty leap, Hulk launched himself at He-Man, his massive fists swinging down like meteors. He-Man barely had time to react as he raised the sword of power, blocking the devastating blow. The impact sent shockwaves to the battlefield, shaking the ground and splitting the very air with its force. He-Man gritted his teeth as he held his ground. The strength behind Hulk's strike was unlike anything he had ever felt before, even the power of Grayskull coursing through him. He knew this battle would not be easy. As the dust settled from the first clash, the two warriors locked eyes once more. The battle had begun. The battlefield trembled beneath their feet as two of the strongest beings in existence stood locked in a brutal contest of strength. He-Man, champion of Eternia, and Hulk, an unstoppable force of rage, clashed like gods of old. The very air between them crackled with power as they lunged at each other once more. He-Man swung the sword of power, its enchanted blade cutting through the wind like lightning. Hulk barely dodged, but the sheer force of the swing sent shockwaves through the ground, carving a deep trench in the earth. He-Man followed up with a powerful punch, his muscles surging with divine strength as he smashed his fist into Hulk's chest. The impact sent the green behemoth hurtling backward, crashing through the remains of the shattered forest. Hulk groaned but quickly pushed himself up. The warrior before him was unlike anything he had fought before. Faster than Thor, stronger than many of his past foes. But Hulk's strength had no ceiling, and the longer he fought, the stronger he became. He-Man charged again, his body moving in a golden blur. He leaped high, sword raised, ready to bring it down on Hulk's head. But this time, Hulk was ready. With a snarl, the Jade Giant caught the blade between his massive hands. The moment of struggle was titanic. Energy sparked from the sword, sending golden arcs of power into the sky. He-Man pushed down with all his might, muscles bulging, trying to force the blade through Hulk's iron grip. But Hulk, he held firm. Then he growled, "Stupid sword." Hulk smash. With an earth-shaking snap, Hulk broke He-Man's grip, wrenching the sword from his hands and tossing it into the distance. Before He-Man could react, Hulk drove a fist into his ribs with the force of a collapsing mountain. Crack! He-Man gasped as pain exploded through his body. He had never felt such raw, unfiltered power before. Hulk's punches were beyond mortal comprehension, fueled by an ever-growing rage. He-Man staggered back, clutching his side, but Hulk was relentless. Boom! A second punch hit He-Man in the face, launching him skyward like a shooting star. He crashed through a mountainside, sending an avalanche cascading down in his wake. But even before the dust settled, Hulk was there, leaping high into the air, grabbing He-Man mid-flight, and slamming him back down into the earth with such force that the entire battlefield cratered. The land shook violently, rivers diverting from their courses, nearby mountains splitting from the sheer force of the impact. Battle Cat roared from the distance, watching in horror as his master lay in the depth of the crater, motionless. But He-Man was not finished yet. With a groan, the champion of Eternia pulled himself up, wiping blood from his mouth. His golden hair was matted with dirt, his chest heaving. He had fought gods. He had wrestled titans. He would not be beaten so easily. Summoning every ounce of the power of Grayskull, He-Man's body glowed with radiant energy. His wounds sealed, his muscles surged, and his eyes burned with divine fire. I have the power. Like a comet, He-Man charged Hulk once more, landing a mighty uppercut that sent the green Goliath flying miles away. Before Hulk could even land, He-Man was upon him again, delivering a series of devastating blows that cracked the sky with their sheer force. The very fabric of Eternia trembled as the two behemoths exchanged blows, neither willing to fall. But He-Man had made a critical mistake. The longer he fought Hulk, the stronger the beast became. Every blow that landed, every strike exchanged, only fueled the monster's rage. Hulk's body began to glow with gamma energy, his muscles expanding, bulging, his very presence distorting the air around him. He had reached a new level of fury. And then, Hulk roared. The shockwave from his voice leveled entire forests. He-Man swung again, but Hulk caught his fist mid-strike. The two titans locked eyes, and Hulk squeezed. For the first time in his life, He-Man felt his strength failing. His bones creaked under the sheer pressure of Hulk's grip. He gritted his teeth, trying to break free, but Hulk was beyond reason now. He was a force of nature, a black hole of fury that could not be stopped. Then came the final blow. Hulk lifted He-Man high above his head and brought him down with a world-ending slam. Boom! The earth shattered beneath them. A massive crater swallowed half the battlefield. Magma bubbled from the depths of the world. The sky itself darkened as the sheer force of the impact rippled across Eternia. When the dust settled, He-Man lay motionless. His once glowing aura flickered, then faded. His body, though still mighty, was beaten, bruised, and barely holding together. He had fought with the power of Grayskull itself, but it had not been enough. Hulk stood over him, panting heavily, his rage still simmering. But he could sense the fight was over. He-Man was strong, the strongest warrior Hulk had ever faced. But not even the champion of Eternia could withstand the strongest one there is. The battle was over, and Hulk had won.